One more apparatus final remains on this penultimate day of gymnastics at Glasgow 2026. It's the men's rings competition, and the top performer in qualification is actually going to get us started. Canada's William Emar, the first Canadian to win the rings title at the Pan American Championships. He is very much the man to beat. But we've got some high-quality contenders here. Don't rule out, for example, Sokratis Pilakouris of Cyprus. Despite being the 8th best in qualification, he won the silver medal at the Games in Birmingham. It's a zero start. Qualification simply gets you into the final. Once you're there, it's a clean slate, a fresh page, a new day at the office. Good luck to them all, the men's still rings competition. The gymnasts will be making their way out onto the field of play in just a moment. The wonderful atmosphere in the arena. It's just opposite Celtic Park, where they know a thing or two about atmosphere. But this can rival anything. Time for the drama of the iconic still rings, one of the most well-known sights in artistic gymnastics. As gymnasts holding the strength moves that they must demonstrate on this apparatus. Good luck to all of the gentlemen who've made it into this final. The top qualifier, Canada's William Emar, will get us started. The first Canadian to win this title at the Pan American Championships. And he did it this year. Jessie Moore, 3 times consecutively an Oceania all-around champion. You can't keep James Hardy off the podium. 2 medals already here, and he was the 4th best in qualification for this final.
Representing Cyprus, Sokratis Pilakouris.
This gentleman may have been the 8th best in qualification, but he did it with some serious errors that are uncharacteristic for him. He's a contender. Sokratis Pilakouris of Cyprus won silver at the last Games. Adam Tobin of England, the 2nd best performer in qualification, with a score of 13.4. Already a gold medalist today, England's Luke Whitehouse, champion on the floor, and we'll see a skill that he carries over from the floor to conclude his rings exercise. Who needs 1 Canadian brilliant gymnast on rings when you can have 2? Felix Stolze won the silver medal at the Youth Olympic Games in 2018. And we will finish with the champion of New Zealand on the rings, Daniel Stoddart. A high-quality field and a real sense of excitement, especially with William Emar getting us going. That will set the standard, because when the top qualifier kicks off an apparatus final, it gives everyone else a sense of what they need to do in order to get onto the podium. The men's rings final. We'll have 4 gymnasts, then a break after Sokratis Pilakouris for a quick warm-up, and then Tobin through to Stoddart will perform. We're going to see the top qualifier, William Emar, first. He will kick us off, and Adam Tobin, the 2nd best qualifier, he'll begin the second half of this men's rings final. Now let's just take a little moment to go back in time. The men's rings have a more formal name. The name is the still rings, and it's a slightly ironic name, I suppose, because the still rings are the only apparatus that actually move. They are anything but still. You must keep them still. But there's a reason why they're called the still rings. It's to differentiate them from something we don't see on the international stage.
Many, many years ago, swinging rings was actually an event in gymnastics. The rings would swing like a pendulum back and forth. Now it's completely different. Only still rings.
The men's still rings final at Glasgow 2026. Those who are new to watching the rings, a few important things that you need to keep really focused on as these gymnasts perform.
Still rings is all about swing and strength. The strength comes into play in the static moves that they hold. Perhaps most famous of them is the classic iron cross, which has been part of gymnastics competition for a century. But also in these routines, the gymnasts have to show what we call swing to strength. A lot of them will be doing double back flipping elements, or really more front flipping elements, double front flipping elements. And then they will go and freeze them at the end up in handstand. The gymnast who can show the best control while also showing a very good dismount will be the gymnast that wins this competition.
The number of times I meet people all over the world who are fans of gymnastics who say that the first apparatus they really felt that they understood was the rings, the first apparatus where they were able to see what is good gymnastics and what is not so effective gymnastics. Because you get that time, don't you, to watch the gymnasts holding things.
And it is an apparatus that many young people around the world have some knowledge of. Watching James Hardy up there might bring back memories of physical education classes.
Yes.
Perhaps. And if you've ever tried rings of any kind, still or swinging, you will know that it is really hard. An immense amount of upper and lower body strength is required to do these elements.
You've tried them, haven't you, in your days in Switzerland when you were practicing gymnastics?
That was more the swinging rings
than the
still rings.
Yeah.
There was some conditioning on the still rings. The swinging rings are quite interesting, actually, because they are more swing than strength, and you can really use the motion as they go back and forth. And if you've seen, for example, some of the Cirque du Soleil performances, they incorporate swinging rings, and it's spectacular, especially when you have multiple people doing them side by side.
Yes, when you made that comment about the high school or secondary school gymnasiums, that's exactly what was running through my head at that moment. We had those in my school gym, covered in dust. Nobody ever went near them. Well, it's going to be a wonderful way to start. The top performer in qualification. William Emar of Canada stares up at the rings, knowing that he is a master of them. The reigning Pan-American champion on the apparatus, the first ever Canadian to take the title, and the top qualifier here. Good luck to him.
He does beautiful gymnastics. He begins with a kind of cross known as a Maltese cross, and drops down into the classic iron cross. Looks very focused and relaxed. That skill is known as a planche. In order to receive difficulty credit, all of these skills need to be held for at least 2 seconds. And here is his swing to handstand. Chose the double front pike, also known as a unison. Dismount, double twisting, double tuck, just a little bit low.
Something to watch out for on the rings is the potential for the athletes to pick up a 1/10 bonus if they can hold on to their dismount without moving the feet. He certainly will not have a bonus there, and he will have some execution deductions. Good start, though.
The interior of the routine was excellent. Such a poised gymnast, William Emar. The cross wonderfully held, and the position exactly right. Here was his swing element, the double front pike. Really well defined and great control as he goes back into the handstand.
William Emar, who is in this final alongside his childhood friend Felix Dolci. Now that's interesting, 13.6. That may well be good enough to win the whole thing, but it is a drop of a quarter of a mark from qualification. It's still better than anything else that was seen in the qualifying campaign. But it has maybe just opened up possibility to some of the other gymnasts. Jesse Moore of Australia. Now, he performed an exercise that was 0.8 lower in difficulty than what we've just seen from William Emar.
And that came not because the execution was poor, but because he does not have the same difficulty component. Emar's routine is more difficult. He too begins with the Maltese. Note his body actually shaking with the effort of holding that skill. And there again, his coaches and teammates are really cheering him through this. Jesse Moore has done a lot of gymnastics over the past few days, all full-scale routines. We might be seeing a bit of a tired performance here.
And very well done to actually get through and to land that dismount with such authority. Very much not a specialist on the rings. He's done really well to make it into the final and to deliver such strong performance.
And you see that his elbows are actually slightly bent as he struggled to hold that for the requisite 2 seconds. There are going to be some execution deductions taken here. But the important thing is that he got through, and it was a very competent showing.
What a busy games for Jesse Moore. He's such an enormous part of the Australian team. Here is the gentleman leading the way. He might lead for a little while. Will he lead the whole way through? Jesse Moore competed at the Olympic Games in Paris, as did William Emar. Just loves his life, William Emar. He's so passionate about travelling the world, competing as a gymnast. He said it was a dream, an absolute dream to be where he is now. 11.533, Jesse Moore. So that's a 3.5 difficulty score compared to the 5 from William Emar.
Next to the goal, also representing Australia, this is James Hardy.
No reason at all why James Hardy shouldn't be in contention for a place on the podium. 13.2 in qualification.
And he did not compete in the all-around final yesterday, so he might be a bit fresher than many of the competitors in this final. Shows a combination planche down to Maltese to begin the exercise. There once more the Maltese cross, and he makes a little correction. The body actually needs to be completely parallel to the floor, both to get the difficulty and not to incur an execution deduction. Good swing straight up to the handstand. And a very nice controlled giant before his dismount.
Wow, what a conclusion from James Hardy. Slams the feet down looking for the extra 0.1 that can be gained for what's known as the stick bonus. He's some competitor. Won the silver medal on rings at the National Championships.
He has thrown everything that he has at this routine. And we're going to see it pay off in a nice score. The strength parts, all well held. He gets through all of the requirements, including the swing element. He chooses a double front in the tuck position, known as a Yamawaki, for the Japanese gymnast who pioneered that. And on his dismount, he plays it a bit safe. Many gymnasts do a double twisting double tuck. He just does a full twisting double tuck, but he sticks the landing.
Yes, what you just saw there is considered playing it safe. It's amazing, isn't it, when you look at the complexity of it? But certainly right to make that decision, because he will gain that 10th of bonus territory. There we go, 13.5. He is in the silver medal position. So the right decision for Hardy, because he gets a 9 for execution. Best executed performance of the three. The most worried man in the building in qualification was Sokratis Pilakouris of Cyprus. He's the only true ring specialist in this final. He had a problematic display in qualifying, but just made it in 8th position. And he is a contender if it all goes well.
So far, he's making the most of this new opportunity. Gorgeous position on the Maltese, and he connects it with an iron cross. Look at the ease with which he swings in and out of these elements. There's the Maltese again. All of that is very good for his difficulty score.
Oh, Sokratis Pilakouris, the silver medalist from 2022, as his teammate Marios Yoriou triumphantly celebrates as though he'd performed it himself. He nearly didn't make it into the final.
New day, new opportunity. So much difficulty in this exercise. The Maltese cross, worth 0.4 of a point in difficulty. He does it twice in the routine. You are allowed to show these strength holds twice for difficulty. And one of the highlights really was the dismount. From a giant swing, he does this full twisting double layout, spots the ground, and comes up with a stuck landing. So he will have the 10th of a point bonus, in addition to all the credit for that difficulty.
Super Marios watching on. This is going to do quite well. Oh, he must be so relieved. So relieved. 13.466. He's in the bronze medal position, but only just over a 10th away from the lead. William Emar can't believe that he's holding on. We've got 13.6, 13.5 and 13.466. 1, 2 and 3. When you're the first to go and then you have to sit there and wait and watch. It's so tight. It often is. A men's still rings final can be determined by the most minute things, like who gets that bonus for sticking the dismount and so on. Oh, he was nearly there. The difference is he's 0.2 lower in difficulty than William Emar. Emar 5.0 difficulty, Pilakouris 4.8. And in the middle you've got James Hardy on 4.4, but with the highest execution score. Now, we've still got a lot to come.
And warming up, Félix Dolci of Canada. In the qualification, his difficulty was actually 1/10 higher than Emar's. Interesting to think about the possibilities of this, the implications that 1/10 of a point in difficulty could make if Félix Dolci is able to do the routine that he's capable of.
Yes, it is going to be of great excitement to all of you supporting Team Canada. We're going to finish with a superb athlete on this apparatus, Daniel Stoddart of New Zealand. He may well have a lower difficulty score than some, but his execution is very fine. The last apparatus final of the day, men's rings at Glasgow 2026. Poor old Sokratis Pilakouris, so close to top spot. Now, every single gentleman that is going to perform, all four of them that are left, have got to improve upon qualification if they're going to get onto the podium. Adam Tobin of England scored 13.4 as the second best in qualifying, but now 13.466 holds bronze.
He's got the difficulty to contend. However, on his opening skill, the Maltese, his feet are just a little bit lower than his head. And so there will be a deduction taken for that, probably a couple tenths of a point. His swinging element, actually elements, the Yamawaki done straight to the Jonassen. That gets him a lot of difficulty credit. Beautiful swing to handstand. And a double twisting, double tuck. Unfortunate about the large step forward. That will cost him half a point in execution.
Still rings is one of those apparatus where the dismount and the adjustment steps you take are probably more important than on any other apparatus.
That's absolutely right. In order to be in contention to win a major title on still rings in a field like this, you have to essentially stick the dismount or take the smallest of hops.
And it's been accentuated by that new innovation in the code of points after the last Olympics, the 1/10 reward for gymnasts who hold their dismount.
It's such a demanding apparatus, the rings. You exhaust yourself doing these strength holds, and then you are asked to do a dismount of multiple flips and often multiple twists. His chest very low, just a slight bit of under rotation. Again, he is somebody who did 6 routines in the team final, 6 routines in the all-around final, and now comes here.
Yes, you contrast that with the journey of an apparatus specialist like Sokratis Pilakouris, who's only just performed for the second time at the Games here. 13.066 for Adam Tobin. So Emma is still in the lead. 3 to go. Luke Whitehouse, 6th best in qualification. And we're going to see, we anticipate a very engaging dismount from him.
Mr. Triple Back, he does it on floor exercise and he does it as his dismount on rings. His difficulty in qualification was 4.9. That's just a 10th lower than the routine that we just saw from William Aimar. Really nice Yamawaki straight into handstand. The difficulty with the triple back is being able to stick it. Let's see if he can do it. We haven't seen him yet.
Very close. Very close. What a nice performance from Luke Whitehouse. He's not a specialist on this apparatus, but that is capable of being an extremely useful score.
And one of the storylines of this Commonwealth Games is the emergence of Luke Whitehouse as an all-around contender. He opened up with a backward roll to iron cross. Again, you see the shoulders and the forearms shaking with the effort of holding that. That's what's known as a kip to V-sit, a transition element. He's picked up a bit of swing in the rings throughout the routine. It makes it much more difficult to hold a handstand like that. And the highlight of this exercise is, of course, the triple tuck. Part of what makes it difficult is that he does 3 rotations, but it's also very, very hard to stick. For a step forward like that, he'll lose a 1/10 or 2 of a point.
This very much bonus territory for Luke Whitehouse after his gold medal on floor. But you're so right about the development of him as an all-arounder. 13.1. So William Aimar is on the podium. Canada will be in the gold medal position with 1 gymnast to go. The question is, which Canadian will it be? If there is someone who can take top spot from William Aimar, it's his childhood pal, Felix Dolce, who did have a higher difficulty score in qualification.
Over the years, they've pushed each other, they've made each other better. It is their friendly rivalry that has helped both of them get to the point where they are leading Team Canada. Felix Dolce, so gifted as an athlete. Great strength positions, the Maltese as well as the planche. Beautiful line in his handstand. A really smooth and poppy double front. Now the dismount will be interesting. He does the tucked double twisting double, and that was a very good decision because he has stuck it. He'll get the bonus associated.
Nod of the head from his teammate William Aimar. Well, whether you're an Aimar fan or a Dolce fan, if you're a Canadian fan, you'll be tickled pink because this is looking very good for Team Canada. Yes, absolutely. What a nice display, such control.
Just beautiful gymnastics, as always, from Felix Dolce. You're right, control is the word, particularly on that opening Maltese. There's his Jonassen. And he just flies right back up to the handstand. Here's the dismount sequence. In the qualification, he did this dismount in the laid out position. Today, he's opted to do it in the tucked position, which makes it slightly more easy. So we'll see what that does for his difficulty.
Well, we've just discovered he's won the battle for top spot with William Aimar dropping down into second place. That may be the gold medal winning performance in the contest between the childhood friends. William Aimar nods his head in appreciation. The same difficulty score, but higher execution from Dolce and the 1/10 bonus to boot. Now it's Daniel Stoddart of New Zealand, their national champion. This will be a very nice way to finish. It's great to watch on the rings.
A strong gymnast with lovely execution. His opening combination, a planche to iron cross. He'll receive a few tenths of difficulty for that as well. Nicely swung Jonassen and Yamawaki in combination. Great toe point, in addition to everything else that he's got going for him on the still rings.
Beautiful. Congratulations, Daniel Stoddart. That was a lovely display. Whether he has the difficulty score or not, the clarity, the crispness, that sets a real example to all of those young gymnasts from New Zealand who'll be watching him and hoping to follow in his footsteps.
Yes, in qualification, the difficulty was only 4.0. And that isn't competitive with some of the routines that we have seen. But what he does is go out and execute beautiful gymnastics. The execution score for this routine is going to be very strong. The dismount, a full twisting double tuck, and bang on the landing.
Such a diligent young gentleman. He recently qualified as an engineer from the University of Auckland. Very details-focused young gymnast. And he's done very well to qualify for this final. And then delivered a performance that was excellent. 12.866. That's actually the second highest execution score of the entire final. So well done, Daniel Stoddart. Felix Dulcie, gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games in the men's rings competition. It's a 1 and 2 for Canada, with William Emar taking second place. And look who it is, it's James Hardy again on the podium on what has been a brilliant day for him. They aren't too bad on the rings, those gymnasts from Canada. Now the most difficult thing he's got to do is retrieve that. Somebody had to help him out. James Hardy. I mentioned earlier that his mum's not been too well lately. She's recovering, watching at home. Not that she'll hear us saying this, because the whole family will be screaming the house down at the moment.
Let's go.
Brilliant podium. James Hardy, William Emar and Felix Dulcie.
There you go. Good job, boys. Right, congrats, tomorrow.
You've got to have teammates to push you, and that's what Dulcie and Emar do to each other. Actually creates a stronger team, and the Canadian team demonstrated that by winning the overall title. They've known each other since childhood, trained together their whole lives. James Hardy has done his country and his family proud. Not a bad day to be a Canadian coach.
Certainly not. And the last time a Canadian won a Commonwealth Games gold on the still rings was back in Glasgow in 2014. That was Scott Morgan of British Columbia. And actually Canada was 1-2 at that time as well. Kevin Litwin taking the silver.
So basically, keep holding it in Glasgow for Canada on the rings. The classified results in the men's rings competition: bronze to James Hardy of Australia, silver to William Emar of Canada, and the gold medal to his teammate Felix Dolce, who just gets there by a narrow margin. And look how close it was across the top four. Great entertainment. A compelling men's rings final at Glasgow 2026, and the apparatus finals in artistic gymnastics at the 23rd Commonwealth Games. Real commiserations to the ring specialist Sokratis Pilakouris of Cyprus. He was a matter of hundreds away from getting onto the podium. And how exciting to see the emergence of Luke Whitehouse, the all-around gymnast, at these games. Just one more celebration to come. What a day of gymnastics action in Glasgow. The medal ceremony in the men's rings competition, the last order of business on this penultimate day of artistic gymnastics competition in Glasgow.
The medal ceremony for the men's artistic gymnastics rings final.
Glasgow 2026 and the artistic gymnastics apparatus competitions. The medal ceremony for the rings competition. We expected this to be a really close contest, and it was. And just as was the case in Glasgow in 2014, Canada have gone 1 and 2.
The medals and gifts will be presented by Secretary General CGA Canada, Brian McPherson.
Brian McPherson will be in a very good mood.
And Director, Commonwealth Sports, Sharon Van Gulik.
Sharon Van Gulik. Hello, it's Steve Frew who won the 2002 Rings gold medal at the Games.
Bronze medalist, representing Australia, James Hardy.
James Hardy is having a sensational Commonwealth Games. He's won yet another medal. Bronze with his team, bronze on floor, and now bronze on the rings. James Hardy can't keep him off the podium.
Silver medalist, representing Canada, William Emmard.
William Emmard, who won gold with the men's team, now brings more success to Canada. William Emmard, silver medalist in the men's rings competition.
Gold medalist and Commonwealth Games champion, representing Canada, Felix Dulcie.
Felix Dulcie, gold with the team. Silver in the all-around competition. And now the title of Commonwealth Games still rings champion. Felix Dulcie, the gold medalist.
For those who are able to, please stand for the Anthem of Canada.
The medalists in the men's rings competition at the Commonwealth Games of Glasgow 2026. Canada continuing to reassert their credentials as the most successful Commonwealth Games nation in gymnastics. Great atmosphere on this day of competition in apparatus gymnastics at Glasgow 2026. Still 5 more finals to come on the last day of gymnastics, which is tomorrow. 5 more gold medals to be won. Fantastic entertainment at the arena in Glasgow on the penultimate day of play in artistic gymnastics.